has been taken, but you can see a mess of glass left behind. So I have another video. I want to show you the peaceful protests that were in this area just a very short time before we saw all of this, because we had been with a group of protesters that were marching very peacefully from Sunset and Vine, where they demonstrated, and they organizers and people we spoke to there said they were there in support of Black Lives Matter. It was a peaceful march. It went down Sunset, got to Bronson, went down Bronson, then when it seemed to go a few different ways after that, we parted ways with that group, but then it was just a short time later that then the scene...
Okay, if you're joining right now, Carrie Harrison with you, and we're taking a look at what's going on live right now. The Los Angeles City Council and the mayor have decided to create a full-on lockdown curfew. West Hollywood decided to put it at 4 p.m., the city of Los Angeles proper decided to make it for 5 p.m. It is now post-curfew. And all over Los Angeles, people are in the streets. They've decided that stay at home means the streets are also their home. They are residents, taxpayers, American citizens, and they refuse to be beaten up. Just yesterday, a journalist here in Los Angeles was killed by the LAPD. They shot a gas canister right into his head and he died because he was taking pictures and reporting on what was actually really going on with the police. Conspicuously missing in all of this, especially on the mainstream news, which you're seeing a little bit of a live feed right now, are any conversations of why are people in the streets? Why are people so upset? Why are they going into shoe stores? Indeed, nothing nice about breaking the law, nothing nice about looting. Nobody is advocating for that. But they're stealing shoes because they need shoes. They go into a Whole Foods and raid grocery stores because they're hungry. That's what's going on. And this bit of conversation is not happening. The mainstream news, when I was down at a protest earlier covering it for KPFK, which is our public radio station in town, I was mixed in with the protesters, and on the other side was all the mainstream news behind the police. Now, the whole point is to find out what is agitating people, what the problem is, why they're there, and get that out to other people, to the public, not stand behind the police and take a side. Now, you could arguably say, well, you're with the protesters taking a side. No, I'm there because without the protesters, there wouldn't be the police. The police are there because of because of what they did, which caused the protesters to come out. So the story is really about the protesters, but the mainstream news, as you're seeing right now, it's all police. Police arresting. The mainstream news is now calling all protesters, all of them, bad apples. They're all bad apples, and reminding you that there's a curfew, that's the law, and all these people are breaking the law. These are people. These are citizens with a random curfew. It's a big problem right now because it's happening all over the United States. We have simultaneous curfews all over the United States. First time in American history. And this is becoming the new normal, and we're just supposed to get used to it. We're supposed to obey. I'm going to play you some video here from, well, I got to be able to bring it up here. My shots just disappeared. Interesting. Anyway, sorry about that. I'm going to play you a video of what went on earlier when I went down and checked out the protests, and the National Guard was there. I'm going to see if I can play it right over the top so you can see it. This is going to give you an example of, let's see if we can see it. There we go. That's not it. Stand by. That's a cop. Okay, National Guard. We'll do that in just a minute. This, I'm going to show you what this is. This is a guy going head to head. This is what the LAPD, what the cops are saying to citizens. So take a listen to this.
Motherfucker. Go on a diet, bitch. Don't put on some fucking man pants, motherfucker. Don't put on some manly pants. You're gonna sit on me. I don't wanna fuck with you. Don't put on your fucking manly pants, bitch. Go give your girl her pants back. You're in a diet so you can wear pants. Go give your girl her pants back, motherfucker. Fuck you. You're losing fucking circulation with that bullshit. Oh, yeah? Fucking up your brain. You're too fucking fat, bitch. No, fuck. You got not enough fucking. You got in the middle.
Okay, so you can see that it's generally out of control. It is a police action right now of rounding them and putting them in these huge buses that nobody knew even existed. And there are plenty. Plus, the LAPD is breaking out remainder military equipment from Iraq and Afghanistan. And I'm going to show you in just a moment, as soon as I can get this video to you, some of the National Guard people with shoot-to-kill capability, not desirous, obviously, of acting against their own citizens. They're actually acting quite decent. It's just the LAPD that has that long and wretched reputation, which is what people are dealing with right now. Let's go to Brian, whom we sent out to cover the protest in West Hollywood. West Hollywood is where, Kardashian land, Paris Hilton land. West Hollywood is a place of drive your Bentley, flaunt it, the gay Mecca. It's a quiet place. We sent Brian out because the first of these protests, you're seeing video of them that have already moved down the street, happened in West Hollywood. And it was here that on the intersection of Sunset and Crescent Heights, which may not mean a whole lot to you, but that's the famous Sunset Strip, right in that intersection is West Hollywood, which borders Los Angeles. West Hollywood put a curfew out for 4 p.m. Los Angeles had one for 5. So the protesters simply went to the other side of the intersection. Let's take a look here and get Brian's report.
Hey, it's Brian. I'm back again. It's interesting. The Mason-Dixon line between the city of West Hollywood and the city of Los Angeles is right behind me. The city of West Hollywood, in their eminent wisdom, if I said that right, in their wisdom, made the curfew 4 p.m. So over there, the curfew's 4 p.m. And in the city of Los Angeles, they just changed the curfew seconds ago. I got an alert on my phone. From 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. So let's see how that plays out with all of these people in this crowd. They're probably going to come in and tell everyone to disperse, and that would be a provocation. We'll see what happens. But I have an easy escape route down the hill in case anybody's worried. Black lives, they matter. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice. No peace. Fuck these racist ass police. Fuck these racist ass police. Fuck these racist ass police. No peace. 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 Fuck these racist ass police.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
What do we want?
Justice.
What do we want?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice. Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
Put your fist in the air. Say his name.
George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here.
Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. George Floyd. Breonna Taylor. Black lives, they matter here. 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 Black lives, they matter here.
Fist in the air. What's his name?
George Floyd.
What's his name?
George Floyd. George Floyd. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Justice. Now. Isn't that great? Justice. Now. Black lives, they matter here. 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 George Floyd. 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 George
Black lives, they matter here. 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 George Floyd. George Floyd. No justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass police. No justice, no peace. Fuck these racist ass.
Okay, I'm going to take you now over to see the National Guard. I was saying earlier that West Hollywood is a place where just plug it in headsets. Multitasking here during a live feed. West Hollywood is a place of quietude and nonviolence and partying, and the Sunset Strip is a place just like that. So the LAPD, in their way of being able to master all of this most efficiently, decided to bring in the National Guard, and we're talking full-on military stuff on U.S. soil, which is odd that such a thing should be necessary, to be sure, and that it's being presented right now is truly extraordinary. So we're going to take a look at that. Let me just switch this over here from one to the other. Stand by. There we go. And let's now take a look at the National Guard. Military vehicles right in West Hollywood. Helmeted guys with machine guns. Who would have ever thought, with the Posse Comitatus Act and other seemingly antiquated laws now, that the government and the military would be against the people, the citizens themselves. Just incredible. reverse irony weren't so true, right under a McDonald's sign. If that isn't the global symbol of... Let's take a look now at
military vehicles
between,
right in West Hollywood.
A cop and a citizen.
Helmeted guys with machine guns. Who would have ever thought?
All right, looks like we're going to have to try to reset this one. This video is not